No. Fabulous, guys. Welcome, welcome. This has been a very, very highly requested webinar. I wanted to wait until this week because I feel like obviously we're going into the first and then it's all ramping up. So I know you guys have been kind of celebrating over the past couple of weeks, but I wanted to strike now rather than waiting or kind of doing it a couple of weeks ago and then you all forget ready for the actual big Christmas period. So I really hope you find this useful. Um, Obviously, as always, there's plenty of time for questions at the end, or you can you're obviously more than welcome to message me privately at the end as well. So the topics that we are going to discuss are firstly, we're just going to remember your why you're doing this, and obviously why you're even on this webinar, because obviously we've all got a common theme here. We want to smash our goals during December, but we also want to find the balance between smashing those goals and actually enjoying ourselves as well. So a little bit of a reminder of your why. Then we are going to go on to food and drink around Christmas, and the good choices you can make, managing your diary, because I know quite a lot of you on the call this evening are already struggling with kind of managing your diary and managing everything. So we're going to talk through that, and we're going to talk about setting yourselves up for a belt in January, because all of you guys on the call this evening, you are all current members of Body by Belt. Therefore, you are going to be dancing into January rather than the other way around. So I just want to set the scene a little bit. So everyone on the call, you're on your own very, very unique journey. But we've all kind of got a common purpose here, and that is that we want to level up, be the absolute best versions of ourselves, enjoy the process. And some of you have, big dates that you want to get ready for next year, whereas it might be a holiday, a wedding, etc. Some of you might just be wanting to kind of completely transform your lives and just be the best version of yourself. So whatever journey you are on, I want you to think about this when you're going into this webinar, okay? Because I want you to think about where you are now and also your future self. Because when we are going through this Christmas period, we are going to be constantly faced with battles around what is going to make us happy for 2 seconds right now versus what's going to make our future self happy. So I always want you to start thinking about and getting into the habit of what is my future self going to thank me for, okay? And that will usually give you a longer term perspective on what you really, really want rather than just the current moment, okay? Because as we know, we want to have a good time during this time. We actually always want to have a good time, especially on the program, and the girls who have been on Body by Bell for long enough will know that we are all about kind of balance and loving our life. However, we have still got big goals that we need to achieve, and there's only one way to get there. So wherever you are on whatever stage you're on in this journey, I want you to always think about your future self, especially during this month of Christmas, to make sure that we are at least staying relatively on track with our goals. So a lot of your check-ins this week were like, oh my God, the plans are never ending. I don't even have time to do anything. And I'm like, this sounds like my worst nightmare. I have protected my calendar so much this festive period purely because I understand how overwhelming it can feel. However, I also want to give you some top tips because I understand some of you on this call are massive social butterflies and you love all the festivities and that kind of thing. So first things first, I just want to give you a few little reminders. Number one, Christmas. There is a lot of fixation around eating and drinking over Christmas, okay? That is not what Christmas is about, guys, okay? Yes, that is a portion of it. And yes, it's important to enjoy these things in moderation, but you need to get yourselves out of the habit. If you're in that kind of mindset of like, Christmas is all about getting, I'm not going to swear on this webinar. No, 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 don't swear in case there's children. Getting faced and eating everything in sight, because That is not what it's about. It's about joy, it's about family, it's about friends. And I always like to bring it down to gratitude as well, being so, so grateful for the position that we are all in, to actually be able to enjoy Christmas with at least some friends and family. So, number one is let's flip it and stop focusing purely on the food and drink around for Christmas. And let's start really remembering the real reason and what Christmas is actually really, really about. Now, step number two is plan ahead. Okay. I know I say this so, so much, and I probably sound like a broken record here, but when you plan ahead, this will mean that you know exactly what you are eating before you eat it, okay? It's going to stop you winging it. Now, I'm going to give you a prime example for this, and this is really, really common, okay? I'm going out for dinner tomorrow. A lot of people will start winging it throughout the day. You'll start trying to eat less. You won't plan your meals. And, you'll start getting hungry around 5 o'clock. You might have like a piece of bread or, a little biscuit or something like that. Before you know it, because you've not planned ahead really, really well, you aren't setting yourself up well for that meal and going into it. Okay. So instead of just winging it throughout the day before your evening out, I want you to plan ahead. I want you to know exactly what you're eating throughout the day. I want you to leave yourself some calories, and I want you to go one step further. And I actually want you to plan ahead at the restaurant. Okay. This will mean that you're fully in control. You've made your decision already. You know what you're eating, and you go in there with a plan. Okay. Because when you fall out of your routine and you don't stick to a plan, that is when you and I feel most chaotic and most stressed. Okay. So stay in control of the situation. Step three, don't stop tracking. Okay. You need this to be accountable. If I could see all of your faces right now, I would ask for a show of hands of when you've maybe gone a little bit off and a little bit rogue on the plan, how many of you will just stop tracking and go, oh, I don't want to see it. Oh, bugger it. I'm just gonna forget about today and move on. Okay. No, no. I want you to get into the habit of, even if you are wildly over your calories for a day, okay? Happens to all of us. You need to track it. You need to remain accountable, okay? Equally, if you're under, it's the same thing. We've got some of the team on the call today who are on a muscle building journey. So they are really, really trying to eat in that calorie surplus, whatever it might be. You need to make sure you are tracking and remaining accountable to your goals. Okay. Step number four, protect yourselves and say no to things that you don't want to do. If you can feel yourself getting overwhelmed and you can feel like you've just signed up for too much, you feel like you're burning out already, protect yourself, protect your energy, okay? You are the number one priority. You cannot serve others if you are not serving yourself, okay? So be selfish and say no to things. This is a time of year where all your family want to see you, all your friends want to see you. It's amazing, it's lovely, it's wonderful. But if you're burning yourselves out and dreading these moments and they're putting you so far off track and it's stressing you out, remain in control and say no to things. And finally, you are always in control. Remember, you decide what you eat and drink. Nobody else. You decide what goes in that mouth, okay? So make the decisions for you, okay? Whatever decision it is, own it, but it's your decision, and don't let anyone else kind of influence you in these moments. Now, in the last webinar, I did cover this, the circle of control. So I won't cover this in too much detail because it was only, I think, maybe 3 weeks ago or something. But just remember the circle of control and what you can control. There's so many things that we can't control in this world, okay? Machines taken at the gym, stressful, annoying, but you can't control it. Your own sickness, for example, a sick child, being on your period, an injury, all of these things you have very limited control over once they have happened, okay? What you can control is what you eat and drink, what time you wake up, how much alcohol you drink, getting things ready the night before, etc., etc. So remember, keep accountable and look at that circle of control and remember what you can and can't control, because this is going to help you move forward with what you can and can't do. All right, on to the fun stuff, guys. The alcohol. Big, big month, big month, full of berries everywhere. Okay. So, to put it bluntly, you are going to limit your progress a little bit when you consume alcohol over Christmas. It's inevitable. I'll hold my hand up. After my high rocks, I am going into a dieting period. However, I will have a glass of wine here and there. Do I fully know that this is going to set me back a little bit? Yes, I do. Do I know that if I go on a Christmas night out, will that set me back for probably half a week? Yes, it will. So face the facts firstly. But there are decisions that you can make that are really, really going to help you make more progress than you would if you maybe made the slightly less productive decision. So alcohol, the best alcohol that you can drink this Christmas period is the lower calorie alcohol, okay? So your spirit and sugar-free mixer, vodka Diet Coke, absolute classic. I drink Grey Goose and Diet Coke when I'm out. It's only around 80 to 90 calories and it does the job nicely. Prosecco also isn't too bad at all. If you drink 9 bottles, it probably will have some negative impacts. However, in moderation, Prosecco is also quite low calorie. And also, if you're a beer drinker, try and opt for the Coronas or the light beer options, okay? They still taste good in my personal opinion. You might agree with me, disagree with me there, but they are only around 100 to 120 calories per bottle, so much better. On the other hand, we've got the slightly less productive section, and that is the things like the cocktails. The cocktails, guys, yes, they are so yummy, but my gosh, are they sugary and very, very calorific. Okay, so try and be careful with these. Full pints of beer, again, not the best, wisest decisions in the world. You creamy spirits, like sadly, like Bailey's, etc. If you go for even like a little cup, which is usually about 2 shots, that's going to be over 160 calories right there. And then you've got the spirits and sugary mixes. So if you ask for just a vodka and Coke, you are going to be looking at close to 200 calories for them. Okay. So let's have a really good think about whether we can make these decisions on the left when we are going out in order to make sure that we at least reach some of our goals during the December period. Another really, really big thing, guys, is please try and stay hydrated. Everyone takes the mick out of me because I've constantly got water in my hand, as well as an alcoholic beverage, of course. However, the hydration is key when you're on a night out to not absolutely ruin yourselves the next day. So just remember that. So eat like an adult, not a child. So you know, most of you, if you're quite new to this journey, you may not know. And that's obviously where myself and Fran will come in to help you. But most of you on this call do know about the good decisions that you can make over Christmas. Okay. So think about it this way. We want a lean protein on your plate. So something like steak and potatoes and veg is fabulous. Okay. Look at the fish. Could you choose fish instead of a big creamy pasta dish? Okay. Could you choose the chicken option where you've got some, potatoes and veg and that kind of thing with a really nice roasted chicken or whatever? Could you choose those better options rather than the options that are going to negatively impact your digestion? Usually the answer is yes. And usually there is some decent options on the menu that are going to help you make way more progress. Okay. I ain't saying don't eat a pizza, okay? I'm not saying that at all. But if you choose that option, you have to accept that you aren't going to make as much progress with your physique versus an option like on the screen, okay? So always remember that you can't be mad at the results if you didn't kind of try and make those good choices, okay? So I'll never tell you to not eat anything. That's not what we're about. But I always want you to make sure that you're finding the balance between getting your results and also having the fun whilst you're doing it. Always send us the menu if you aren't sure. I've still got clients that have worked with me for a year who still send me the menu every single time they're going out just to kind of take the decision away. And I'll always highlight some options for you, and that'll keep you on track, keep you focused on the goal, but also allow you to have a good time. Also, don't forget tracking on the go as well. So don't stop tracking and don't get lazy with it. And there's always options to track things like McDonald's, track things like Nando's, etc. If you're out Christmas shopping, it's chaos, you've not eaten, you're gonna faint and you need something and you fall into McDonald's, guess what? You can still track it, okay? There's really good decisions like some of the chicken burgers. Quite a lot of the McDonald's isn't actually that bad. And if you're tracking it, yes, it's not the best nutritional option. However, if you track it, it's not actually that big. 484 calories from a chicken sandwich, which has probably got about 25 grams of protein in. It's not actually that bad. Okay. So stay accountable and don't lose track when you are on the go and it's chaos. So another big thing that has cropped up a lot this week is because we're getting to the busiest period of time, a lot of you guys are starting to worry about kind of fitting everything in, okay? So if you are getting stressed about how busy and chaotic December is and you're panicking about fitting it all in, just drop a session, okay? The fact is, it's just literally a few weeks. It's what, 3, maximum 4 weeks of your entire year. If you need to drop a session to keep yourself sane, especially if you've got kids and know how crazy this time is, and when they break up, it's all go, go, go. I get it, okay? Speak to us and we can remove a session out of the app if that's what you want, okay? Similarly, think about it this way. If you need to shorten your sessions, then drop a set on each of your exercises. Most of you will have 2 to 4 working sets for most of your program, okay? If you need to drop one in order to fit things in, if it's getting too busy, do that, okay? Don't get overwhelmed and then go, I missed 2 weeks. God damn it, okay? Don't do it that way. Think about either dropping a session to make it more manageable or alternatively shortening the session. If you need help on doing that, obviously just message us and we can adjust the plan for you in December. Because the last thing I want you guys to feel is like you failed, okay? So I'll use this as an example. If you've got 4 sessions in a week and you're checking in with me next or Fran next week, and you're telling us that you've failed the week because you've only fit 3 sessions in, as if that's failing. That's not failing at all, okay? You're doing what you can with the time that you've got. So I don't want you to feel like you failed, and Fran certainly doesn't want you to feel that way either. So make sure that you message us and we can adjust the plan accordingly, especially for the busy months in December. And remember the circle of control, okay? Nutrition, hydration, sleep. Sorry if you've got young kids, we'll remove that one. The amount that you prepare, and also your recovery and your mobility work. All of these things you can control, and there are other options, okay? So picture this, guys. We've got 2 options going into January, okay? Normally, the majority of the population will roll into January skint, feeling like a pudding, terrible skin, usually after all of the drink and the food, bad digestion, so a lot of bloating, moody AF, we won't say the swear word, hating life. Yes, quite dramatic, but I felt like this in January before. And instead, you guys can just feel skint instead. And I think that's a pretty good alternative. So remember that you have got 2 options in this month, okay? Do not hit that button and do not think that you need to cram all of this food and alcohol into this month because it's Christmas, okay? Because the last thing we want for you is for you to roll into January feeling that terrible. January is going to be the busiest time of mine and Fran's existence. The reason for that is because people walk into it feeling like that, okay? I don't like that. I know how terrible that feels, and it is an awful, awful feeling. And luckily, none of you guys on this call are going to walk into January feeling like that, as long as you stay, let's say, 75% on the train, okay? I understand there's going to be carnage. I understand there's going to be nights out. I get all that. I've got nights out myself. However, let's not do it all week, every week for 4 weeks, because we don't want to be feeling like that, okay? So you are going to set yourself up for a really, really good January where you can go ahead and kill it, smash it, and you're going to feel so, so much better for it. So picture that moment where everyone else is panicking in the gyms, everyone else is saying new year, new me, and the last 4 days before they drop off the wagon, you're not going to be there. And that is an incredible feeling, okay? And may I remind you that we are incredibly close to summer. As soon as that January hits, we've got like 4 months until the start of summer starts kicking in, and we need to be ready to feel the best that we've ever felt in summer. Okay. So remember that. Well done to all of the girls. I've got some of the girls on the call this evening. You all look fabulous. So finally, a little reminder, okay? So remember, guys, the food will always be there, okay? Christmas is one day. If you want it, track it. The supermarkets are full of marketing geniuses. Remember that middle aisle in Aldi. Oh my God. I went to Aldi on Monday. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's a full aisle full of Christmas stuff. It's built to suck you in, okay? It is built for you to buy it. So don't be fooled by the marketing. All of these lovely Christmas treats are available all year round in normal packaging, okay? So let's get out of the mindset of I must drink Baileys every night because it's Christmas, or I must have a mince pie every day because it's Christmas, okay? All of these things exist in normal life every single day, okay? And a lot of the Christmas food is overrated anyway. So I want you to think about this. If you want a lovely treat, you go out for coffee with your mum, your friend, whoever it might be, and you fancy a mince pie and you fancy a lovely latte. Okay, that's fine. Get it tracked, okay? Get it tracked, and then you're accountable towards your goals, okay? But always remember that it's always going to be there, and we don't need to panic because it's this crazy month. We are in control of everything we are doing. And that is the end of the webinar, guys. Short and sweet. I think it was just over 20 minutes. I didn't want to keep you guys forever and ramble on too much. But yeah, I really, really hope you found that useful. I would love to answer any questions around Christmas, food, alcohol, anything that you guys might have as a question. Please do either pop it in the box or unmute yourselves and speak now. And if not, thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate it. No questions, guys? Oh, no problem, Juliana. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you, thank you. Any other questions, guys? Yes, Lucy, 100%. Feeling no, saying no when feeling overwhelmed. That's the biggest thing. Protect your space, protect your energy. It's so, so important, because then you don't enjoy the occasions when you are feeling super overwhelmed. All you want to do is kind of get back home because you've got so much to do. So protect your space and protect your energy, especially in this busy month. Anyone else got any other questions? What great question, Lauren. Love this. What can you do if calories aren't specified? So, for example, Christmas markets, this is a very, very good question. So, what I do in this situation is I will find something on MyFitnessPal which is similar. So I'll use Starbucks as an example, because Starbucks has muffins, mince pies, toasties, you name it. So I would usually track like a cake or a muffin or a mince pie from Starbucks in there. If it's some savory food, you are going to have to wing it a little bit. If you are unsure, I know it sounds crazy, take a picture of it, tell me or Fran what it is, and I'm very, very good at eyeballing calories, like very, very good. So if you're stuck and you just want to track something, send us a picture and I will be able to give you a guesstimate based on what you tell me it is and the picture. It's it's magic, guys. It's an art. Jem, hubby and I have planned our meals over the 2 week period, so we don't end up with excess. Love that. Love that. Yeah, I think that's a really, really good idea. Don't over hoard anything in the cupboards. Like when you plan your meals and you prepare them so you don't have a load of things as options and you just stick to your plan of action. That is a really, really good tip. And I know we've spoken about this, Gem, and I love the fact that you and your hubby are actually taking it seriously over Christmas. So lovely, lovely. And yeah, great idea, Millie. Bought in loads less. so you can obviously you don't have that temptation around you. Any other questions? Really good questions there. Thanks for that one, Lauren. Love that. Any other questions, guys? We'll leave it open for another second or two. Okie dokie, guys. I think we will leave it there. Obviously, as you know, WhatsApp is always open, so please ask away anything that you didn't want to put in the group or anything like that. Please just message either myself or Fran or both of us directly, and we'd be more than happy to help you with any questions. Thank you so much for coming. I really hope you found it useful and you've picked up at least a couple of tips to manage the Christmas period a little bit better. But the main thing is, guys, we're here for you, okay? Keep us updated, keep us informed. If you have a wobble, just message us. That's what we're here for, okay? Everyone has wobbles. You're going to be faced with challenges. So just make sure that you come to us if you need any more support than kind of the check-ins and that kind of thing. Thank you so much, guys. Have a lovely evening, and I will catch up with you all soon. Bye.